everybody, welcome back to Away from the World. My name is Tara. This video we're going to be talking about winter and how it can affect our health, which includes digestion, our nervous system, and our mood. So if winter makes you feel heavier, more anxious, a lot more bloated, a lot more tired, and way less motivated, nothing has gone wrong with you. Every single winter I hear the same thing from a lot of my clients who otherwise feel very healthy, that their digestive system suddenly stops cooperating, their anxiety ramps up out of nowhere, their energy crashes, their sleep gets weird, and their mood feels a lot heavier even if their life hasn't changed. And almost immediately they start blaming themselves. They think that something has gone wrong. They think that they need more discipline or a better routine or a stricter diet or finding more motivation somehow. But winter isn't a motivation problem. Winter is a physiological and nervous system season. And most of us were never really taught how to live in it. We try to eat the same way. We try to exercise the same way. We try to work the same way. We expect the same things from our body. And when that stops working, we assume that we're failing somehow. But what's actually happening is that your body is responding appropriately to the season that it's in. In winter, cold, darkness, dryness, and heaviness changes how your digestive system works. It changes how your nervous system processes stress, and it changes how much energy your body can realistically access. So if winter hits you harder every single year, it doesn't mean that your body is declining. It means that you're treating winter like it's still summer outside. In this video, I want to explain to you why winter is so difficult for people and why most wellness advice completely misses the mark this time of the year. I'm not going to give you a 50-step routine. There's no expensive supplements to buy, and there's no equipment involved. I'm not here to tell you to push harder, and I'm definitely not here to tell you that you need to fix yourself. This is about understanding what winter is actually asking of your body and how to support yourself instead of fighting it. Here's the problem with a lot of wellness and health and nutrition advice. It assumes that your body acts the same way all year long, that your energy should be constant, that your digestive system should be predictable, that your motivation should stay high, and that all of your output should be linear. And when it isn't, the advice is usually all the same. Try harder, optimize more, add another supplement, just push through it. But winter doesn't work that way. Most mainstream wellness advice is built on a spring and summer body. It prioritizes stimulation, productivity, constant forward momentum, more inputs, more tracking, more effort. And while those things may feel amazing during warmer summer months, in winter they can backfire because winter naturally shifts your nervous system inward. It changes how your digestion fires, changes how much energy is available and how easily it's accessed. So when someone tells you to wake up earlier, eat lighter, work out harder, or stay hyper consistent, your body doesn't feel as supported as it does during the summer. It feels threatened, and a threatened body doesn't heal, it compensates. That compensation shows up as anxiety, cravings, bloating, exhaustion, mood changes, and getting sick more often. So no, your winter struggles aren't because you fell off. They're happening because the advice that you're following was never meant for this season. Traditional seasonal systems understood this. They didn't ask people to push harder during winter. They asked people to contain, conserve, and simplify. Not forever, not rigidly, just for the season. There's actually some very simple corrections that make winter drastically easier on your digestion, your nervous system, and your energy. But they're not flashy, they're not extreme, and they don't really look that impressive on social media. What slows down first in winter and what actually needs support is actually pretty predictable. And once you understand it, winter stops feeling so personal. When winter starts to feel hard, it usually doesn't hit every single thing at once. It tends to slow down 3 specific systems first. And once you see this pattern, it becomes much easier to understand what your body is asking of you instead of assuming that something is wrong. The first system that people tend to struggle with first in the winter is digestion. In winter, digestion becomes a little bit less predictable. People tend to notice that they feel more bloated, that they tend to feel heavier after meals, that they have an irregular appetite, that they have stronger cravings, and that they feel really tired or groggy after they eat. And what usually happens next is well-intentioned, but it's very unhelpful. People try to eat less, they eat colder, they try to clean up their diets by eating smoothies or raw foods, even when their body obviously doesn't want that. But winter digestion doesn't struggle because you need these things. It struggles because coldness and dryness change how digestion fires. Digestion in winter needs support and consistency, not restriction. And when digestion becomes unstable, everything else starts to feel unstable with it. Which brings us to the second system that tends to slow down, the nervous system. Winter is extremely demanding on the nervous system. We have less daylight, we have more isolation, we spend more time indoors, and there's a lot more mental noise. So it's very common for people to experience anxiety that feels sudden or unfamiliar, racing thoughts, low-grade depression or heaviness, insomnia or restless sleep, and emotional sensitivity. And this doesn't mean that you're regressing, it doesn't mean that you've stopped working, and it definitely doesn't mean that you're weak. Winter naturally pulls energy inward. And if your life doesn't slow down to match that, your nervous system pays the price. Most winter anxiety isn't psychological, it's physiological overstimulation in a season that's asking for containment. There are very simple ways to create nervous system safety in the winter, but most people don't really learn them because they don't look productive, and our society rewards productivity, not rest. And when the nervous system stays overstimulated for too long, the third system tends to take a hit. The third system is immunity and energy. This is where people start saying things like, I'm not sick, but I don't feel well. I'm tired all the time. I keep catching things and I just feel run down. That low-grade exhaustion is a signal, not a flaw. Winter energy is meant to be slower and more conserved, but when digestion is unstable and the nervous system is overstimulated, the body starts borrowing energy from places that it shouldn't. That's when our immune system starts to weaken, not because your body failed, but because it's being asked to do too much with too little support. So if winter starts to feel harder and harder every single year, it's not usually random. It's your digestive system slowing down, it's the nervous system working overtime, and your energy is slowly draining. And the fix is almost never by doing more, it's actually doing less in the right order. Once you understand what system winter usually affects first, then the next question is obvious. What does winter actually want from us? Because winter isn't asking you to fix yourself, it's asking you to change the way you relate to your energy. Winter is a season of containment. In winter, your nervous system wants predictability, your digestion wants warmth and consistency, and your energy wants fewer decisions, not more options. Most people try to give themselves quite the opposite. They want new routines, they overhaul their diet, they start intense workout programs, they demand motivation. But winter doesn't respond to force, it responds to reduction. Winter support is about removing friction, not about adding effort. It's about knowing what to do when things start feeling shaky, having default meals instead of constant decisions, and creating anchors in your day so you don't have to rely solely on willpower. Not perfect habits, not rigid schedules, just enough structure to feel held. And that's where a lot of people get stuck, because slowing down feels uncomfortable, simplifying feels boring, repeating the same thing every single day starts to feel lazy. But in the seasonal way of living, repetition is stabilizing. It tells your nervous system that you're safe and you don't have to be on constant alert. There are some very small adjustments that can make winter feel dramatically less overwhelming. No drastic changes, no all or nothing plans, just corrections that align with the season instead of fighting it. Once you stop asking winter to be like summer and you start working with it instead of fighting it, everything softens. Your digestion steadies, your mood evens out, your energy becomes more reliable. And that's the real goal of winter, not productivity, not optimization, but stability. This is exactly why I created my winter survival guide. Not because people need more information, but because they need something to lean on when winter starts to slow them down. This guide isn't about doing everything right, it's about having a steady framework you can return to when your digestion feels off, your nervous system feels overwhelmed, or your energy starts to disappear. This isn't a cleanse, this isn't a reset, and it's not an extreme protocol. And it's definitely not something that asks you to overhaul your whole life during the middle of winter. The Winter Survival Guide gives you simple daily habits that stabilize instead of overwhelm, gentle food frameworks that actually work in colder months, seasonal corrections based on how your body tends to respond to winter, weekly structure so you don't have to make a bunch of decisions when you're already tired, reassurance for the emotional side of winter that often goes unspoken. I built this guide using everything that I see people struggle with year after year, especially those people who already care about their health and still feels like winter knocks them off course. This isn't a quick fix, it's about taking time to support yourself through a season that's naturally more demanding. If this video makes you feel seen, or if winter constantly feels harder than it should, and you're tired of forcing your way through it all, down below in the description you'll find my Winter Survival Guide. It's a 47-page PDF that explains everything from mental and emotional health to digestion regularity. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button down below and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video, and be sure to stay warm and grounded.